You're still watching Ways. Now, each year on January 31st, National Hot Chocolate Day warms up people across the world by celebrating timeless cold weather beverage. Hot chocolate is a warm beverage made with ground chocolate, heated milk or water, and sugar. Hot chocolate can be enjoyed in a variety of combinations, topped with whipped cream and marshmallows. Sometimes a sprinkle of cinnamon or a dash of peppermint makes the hot chocolate extra special. There are health benefits to drinking hot chocolates. Cocoa contains significant amount of antioxidants that may help prevent cancer, and studies have shown the flavonoids in chocolates may have a positive effect on arterial health and memory. So go and enjoy a hot chocolate today if you haven't had one. I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't drink all this kind of things. Yeah.
You love chocolate.
I love chocolate, but
So what do you do?
I have to. So anytime I take it, I brace up for the effect.
I like that. I always tell people, count the cost.
Yes.
Always count the cost. So if you're ready for the consequences, why not?
I brace up for the effect, so I don't bother. All right, so who are we starting with? Let me start with you, Manny.
Wow. Osaiwame.
Yes, please. What did you find for us in the news?
Okay, so I'm back to Punch. I don't know why I always get my stories from Punch. Refineries Rehabilitation gulped 100 billion in 2021, says NNPC. So I found that number very alarming. It says the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has said it spent 100 billion on refineries rehabilitation in 2021, and that funds were pumped into revamping the facilities on a monthly basis. So now let me give you the numbers. Refineries rehabilitation gulped 100 billion pounds in 2021, says NNPC. I don't know the numbers. When I saw that, I was like, what in the world? 100 billion. So this is coming at a time when most countries are gradually shifting from normal fossil fuels, to electric cars. And we're now going to be spending this kind of money on a monthly basis. You understand? So I just think that this actually poses a major threat to Nigeria's crude oil exports. So we are still thinking of our refineries. We're spending billions of pounds, 100 million pounds a year. Meanwhile, most countries have already given a deadline that as at 2035, they are phasing out all
fossil fuel completely. That was what the COP26 conference was about. I actually saw somewhere, I just breezed past the story today where the I think the Senate or something, or the National Assembly, they are moving to, I think, approve something around 3 trillion naira for subsidy on fuel. Something like that. I saw it somewhere. I just breezed through it. I didn't really pay attention. But I saw something 3 trillion, and I knew it was linked to subsidy. God help us in this country. We are
very good with the numbers, you understand. But nobody is thinking that most countries are shifting away from this fossil fuel, and we are putting so much. We're investing so much into it. So what it means,
money, we can't phase out fossil fuel anytime soon.
Why?
We can't.
Why?
That's
in Africa, right? So what it means is everybody's going to ship their cars.
Have you seen what Dangote is building in Ekpe?
Yes, I know. But very soon, guess what? Nobody's going to be buying our crude oil. Very, very soon.
Very soon, but that doesn't mean that they will.
We can actually refine and use it locally.
We'll still have some other countries.
Is it your story?
Well, let's see.
Okay, my story. I don't know why people are clamoring for what's it called? Police, community policing. This is the story that caught my attention is the former PDP secretary stated that community policing is the answer to Nigeria's insecurity, says Bode George. And he said this, stating that everyone who is a policeman or who is in the who will be a member of the community police will have an idea of who is into what and who is not into what, basically. And they understand the community. They know every individual that will be in the nook and cranny of the environment. I agree, but at the end of the day, anything that we start or we would put a sect of people into that thing, they come back and abuse it.
What do you mean?
They always do. Why am I saying this? At the end of the day, whoever is in charge of the community policing, look at what is already happening with NUTR. You know, the community police will now become subservient to one particular person. They would rather listen to the words of a particular person instead of serving the community.
You know how I like to look at it.
And even at what we have currently going, it's not like we do not have the police who are within a given environment not knowing the criminals in that environment. I think there was a story that Uti took that said that she was telling us the story of someone whose phone was stolen, and they went to Mushin. They knew where the robbers were, but they couldn't go in. So it's not like they do not know all of these things. Everything still boils down to accountability, and there will be abuse of power if we have community police.
But it's a good thing. It's a good
initiative.
initiative.
It is a good initiative.
Yeah, it's a good initiative. It will be affected by every other thing that affects everything we do in Nigeria. But
Absolutely.
it is a good initiative.
It will be abused, yes.
All right, so my story is rather sad. I saw this story this morning, and I think I was quite sad. Because, I mean, for someone that is so bright and her future looked really good, you know. She took her life. Former Miss USA 2019, Cheslie Kryst, I think that's her name. She dies at 30 from suicide. So according to the report, she is a lawyer, and she jumped from the 60-story Orion building where she lives currently in New York at around 7:15 a.m. on Sunday. Of course, that one is instant death from the 60th floor. She was a journalist because she worked with a media house called Extra TV, and from the reports, she really had, you know, a great path, because she was an advocate. She was very strong in the Black Lives Matter, always caring for her community, always impacting her community. It's so sad that she took her life. It's really sad.
Did she live a suicide note?
Well, so again, on her page, which is this, this was the last post that she posted, and she just wrote, "May this day bring you rest and peace." So it's interesting. When I saw this story, I was talking with my sister this evening, and I said, it's so interesting how, because you see someone looking strong, you know, emotional abuse is deep. You don't know how. You see, if somebody even physically abuses you, it's even easier to say, okay, because you can see the scar. You can actually have a reason why you are crying or why you feel bad, because you can see the scars. For emotional pain,
you're hurting on the inside.
You're hurting on the inside. You can't see it. Somebody will be telling you that, but he has not beaten you now. He has not done this to you now. But the truth is that the scars are there. You know how you feel on your inside, right? So when we are acting, when we are reacting, or when we are dealing with human beings, let's just keep it aside that you need to be able to protect people's mental
because you
health.
don't actually
because
know
you do not know what they are going through on their inside. You know, so I'm really pained. And again, don't look at people and say this person is strong. You know, and for you that you are out there, even though you're strong, look for somebody like me now.
Always talk to
any
someone.
pain that I have on my inside, I call my sisters and I speak to them. It's easier to just unburden that pain, because you must have someone you can talk to. Because I don't understand. I've been through a lot in my life to some extent, right? But I've never ever nursed the thought of going to
killing
take
yourself.
My own life. Do you understand? So I'm just wondering what would have been going through her mind. She's 30, she's so beautiful. She has everything that a girl is looking for. Is it the hair? Is it the looks? Is it the brilliance? Everything. She had everything going for her. So for her to get to that point where she felt like I needed to end it.
Yeah.
You understand?
She must have faced a hopeless situation. So I think most people take their lives when they are faced with a hopeless situation. They can't see the way out of this. You know, so there's like, I can as well just go.
I was really heartbroken when I saw this, honestly.
It's really sad. Like you said, Osaiwame, that, you know, people go through a lot and they try to, you know,
cover up, especially women, they cover up with makeup.
Yes, they curb it and
smiles.
they do not expose it to people so that, you know, they don't get, you know, especially like in Africa, we say, oh, make people no laugh, make people no laugh. We try to, you know, take everything in and imbibe it. And it's crucial. Like you said, if you're going through something, you need to
reach out. You know, you see, when you say about women, it's not only women. There was a video that went viral.
Not just women,
men
as well.
Guys that, I mean, if you had anything, if you needed help, who would you call?
Who would you call? Not one soul. I saw that video.
That video was really heartbreaking for me to watch, because a lot of guys too, you know, they've told them that man up. You know, and all of that. So you bottle up all the pain.
I don't say that to my son. I never say. I say cry if you feel like crying.
That's the angle they were looking at it from. I think it was the angle they were looking at it from was like, if you needed help, who would you run to?
That's the question. It's the same thing we're saying.
There was nobody.
They couldn't think of anyone. So easy, what I
not
said.
Because of the emotions, but
the reason they cannot think of anyone.
They've learned how to bottle up.
A man is told, do not, you know, just man up. Be the man, you know, and all of that. So please, this thing is real. And again, the statistics.
That's not how I interpreted it, though.
The statistics in the US is quite alarming, because when I read the story, they said right now that since even the pandemic now, it has jumped, I think, about 60% higher now of people committing suicide. So this is really, really a big deal. So it's just for us to just pay extra attention. In fact, this evening I tweeted that what exactly are the signs when somebody's suicidal? How would you know? Because imagine if we are probably trained with that mind eye.
Funny enough, you might not see any sign.
Regina King's son didn't show any sign of, you know, killing himself.
You won't show any sign.
You never know.
Right, so
there's just that little
really
thing
sad.
that might just trigger it, and that minute, that second, they just want to let go.
Okay, so on that note, we'll take a break. We want to discuss governance, and we're looking at the legislators today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.